My role at Beam is really, it's global in nature. And my role is to look after all of our brands, our R&D facilities, as well as our insights department and our marketing department. And it's really about, we're a company that builds brands, and it's really about building brands and developing our marketers to grow our business. I think the most rewarding part about working in any marketing department or global environment are the people that you meet and the brands that you get to work on. So we work on some really iconic, fantastic brands that have been around for sometimes 215 years in the case of Jim Beam, or sometimes 20 months in the case of Skinny Girl margaritas. So the brands you work on are fun, and then the people you get, and the older you get and the more you are in leadership roles, seeing and developing people as marketers and as business people is really the most rewarding part of what I do. The practical reason I chose Miami is because it's a beautiful place to go to school. I drove on the campus, I remember, with my dad, and I said, well, I want to go to school here. He says, we don't know anything about it. I said, that's okay, I want to go to school here. So, I mean, look, I was drawn in by the place, and then really, got to know it and fell in love with it. So I think Miami is the kind of quintessential college. It is a place where you feel connected to not only a place, but a group of people and alumni here. And when you meet somebody from Miami University elsewhere, and I meet tons of them, you just have an instant connection. And it's not too big of a school, it's not too small of a school, so it's almost kind of the perfect size, as I like to say. So I was drawn in by everything about it that everybody still talks about today, not to mention the education and the people. The thing that Miami prepared me to do, and specifically the education in liberal arts, is help me think laterally. It's so important that today, even in business or any job that you have, that you're able to deal with ambiguity and things that come your way. And the ability to think laterally is really, really important for anybody that's in business today. Business school is interesting because business school, which I went to, not here at Miami, but somewhere else, is very formulaic, right? Economics is a formula, accounting is a formula. Even marketing disciplines largely are around techniques and skills and things like that. The ability to think laterally is something that no one can ever take away from you, and the ability to organize thoughts and write well is really important. And it comes into so many aspects of your life, whether you're telling a story to friends at a cocktail party and you're not rambling, or you're presenting some sort of new strategic approach to business and you're able to organize those thoughts in a really compelling way. So the ability to think laterally is really important, and I think what Miami allowed me to do is actually figure out how to communicate with people well. 10 years from now, I'll likely be retired from business, although that's my plan. You never know what's going to happen. And I'd like to teach somewhere and help at a school, anywhere, and do more things that help people grow and learn and things like that. So the profile will say he's retired, hopefully with lots of money in the bank, somewhere warm, and is giving back. Well, the skills that you learn at Miami, look, you learn coping skills, right? Living your life. So I could tell you I learned skills while I managed the saloon of how to make cocktails, which helped me in the fact that I'm a CMO of a liquor company now. But that's one thing. But there's also I think communication, right? Learning to live with people, work in teams, all those little skill things that you have to figure out how to do in life. When I told my father I was going to be a speech communications major, he said, "Well, that's really nice. That only thing that will do for you is allow you to have an intelligent conversation with the guy next to you on the unemployment line." And I said, "No, Dad, they're gonna teach me how to think, and I'm gonna communicate with people," which I did. And you learned how to really have a kind of a, like I said, a lateral thought process. And when I got into my first job, they couldn't unteach me how to think or communicate. They could unteach me how to do accounting a different way or marketing. So that's kind of why I chose liberal arts in my field. So lots of skills, life skills, business skills, all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah. The best advice I could give is experience as much as possible in your careers. Don't follow a very vertical path. Follow a path that allows you to get lots of different experiences, because I think today the most successful people are people who deal with ambiguity very, very well. Meaning that they're flexible and they can react and they can change and they have experienced different things along the way, whether they be great things or really challenging things, that they know how to deal with, and they're equipped to deal with. We live in a world today that is it changes every day, and there's things coming at us that we never expected. So it's a much different world than kind of the world of our parents. And that world requires people to be flexible. And so what I would say is, take a career and take opportunities that come your way for you to get different experiences, because it will better prepare you for 10 years from now when you're ready to kind of go do that one thing that you really love and want to do. And you'll be much better prepared if you have a broad range of experiences than kind of one single path.